And we're launching. Oh, that's 1,200 pound-feet of torque. Yeah. I'm gonna tell you when we hit 60.
Okay, I'm ready.
And 60.
It was right at 10.
Yeah, so that's really quick, actually. I have $1 million question.
$1 million?
Yes. Do you buy a heavy-duty pickup truck with a turbo diesel engine or a gas V8?
Well, they're both V8s, but guessing you never know. We have to do a test because it will surprise you what might happen.
Yes, this is why we're here at the iGauntlet World's Toughest Towing Test with brand new Super Duties F-250 Godzilla V8 gas engine versus Power Stroke diesel.
Yeah, turbo with non-turbo. Big engines.
Let's go. First up, we're gonna set the benchmark using the Power Stroke Turbo Diesel, the 6.7 liter truck. This happens to be a crew cab 4x4 Platinum F-250 with a Tremor off-road package. And then we're gonna follow up with this. This is an F-250 XLT crew cab 4x4 truck with a 7.3 liter Godzilla V8 like Mr. Truck said. Well, Mr. Truck.
Yes, sir.
How about we start this massive comparison with this turbo diesel Power Stroke F-250?
That is cool. I like that. I like comparing diesels and gas.
Yes.
That's a very good thing that people want to know, and I want to know too how much money I'm going to spend.
Exactly. And why would you buy one versus the other, right?
Yeah, it's exactly right. Well, it'd be kind of cool to see how fast they go up the hill, but we know they should have good control going down the hill.
Yes, but we're in the diesel right now, which has an exhaust brake. So let's do this downhill and count brake applications.
Pop out of this tunnel doing 50, huh?
Yep, that's what I'm doing. I've got tow haul mode enabled. I have automatic setting on my exhaust brake. And I'm popping out at just about 51, 52 miles an hour.
Okay.
And look, my exhaust brake is already doing something.
Oh, wow, that's cool. You can watch it. That actually tells you how much it's putting out.
The percentage of it, yes.
That's awesome. That is too cool. And that's the biggest advantage of the diesel, besides a little better fuel mileage, is braking power.
Yeah. Oh, it downshifted by itself. I haven't touched anything yet.
And it is in tow haul mode.
Yes.
Awesome. I wonder if they've tuned that up a little bit for this new powerful high output.
It is a high output diesel, and it's a 10-speed automatic. And dude, do you think this truck knows that it's on the iGauntlet already by itself?
They may have this programmed for that. And this has a 355 axle.
Yep.
So it's not, super low, but it's probably going to be about right. It's a Tremor package, so we got an inch and a half lift. Is that going to make a difference between the two trucks, this being taller?
A little bit. It could, because this also has a 35-inch tall tire, which is a massive tire for this truck.
Well, they're very progressive tires.
What do you mean progressive?
Did you look at the tread on them? These things are made to go climb a mountain.
Yeah, they're aggressive.
Yeah, which usually costs a little fuel mileage. I don't hear them whining, so they're not bad.
Mr. Truck, I haven't touched the brake yet.
That's cool.
Is that normal?
Well, the automatic side is made so when you hit the brakes, that's what it remembers.
Yeah.
What you brought it down to.
But it remembered when I let off the gas. When we started the downhill, I didn't even touch the brake. It remembered almost when I let off the throttle and we started descending. And this is what it's doing. It's keeping like 52 miles or 53 miles per hour.
Is that a new program for this when they did all that extra automatic? Because now it's a 3-speed, almost like a 3-setting
exhaust brake.
That's awesome.
Yes.
And this is our test trailer we use all the time. It's a Big Tex. It's a 20-foot deck. It's a tilt. I love tilt trailers. Weighs 11,000 pounds with this Caterpillar skid loader for our ballast. Great test trailer. Well, this is what we always do, this same hitch, this Gen Y. This happens to be the 16,000 pound Phantom X, adjustable. It's a little bit lighter for all of us old guys for putting these on the truck, so I like it.
Yes.
But it's cool, and that's what we're all set up the normal way we do. We just don't have weight distributing hitch. What? Oh, yeah.
I know, because I didn't put a weight distribution attachment this time on this trailer here because this is a heavy-duty truck, and I wanted to test and see, is it still going to be stable, right?
Well, that's true, and I think that's a good idea on a flatbed like this where there's not a lot of wind resistance.
Yeah.
If this is a box trailer, an RV, then I'd like to have those bars on
absolutely,
there.
absolutely.
But, yeah, this is cool. Can you see that? They got the giant giant holes now, finally.
That's awesome. Look at this.
Yes, look at that. We can put this thing on so fast. It's so much better than it used to be. It used to be horrible.
And this is also pretty, the 7-pin plug is also very, very
It's a little
stable.
tighter. Yeah, in some of the old days, we actually had to, because they've got the, oh, look at the tabs on the top. They did that right. Remember when they just put the tabs on the bottom, so this little door didn't do any good? Well, now it does. And when they put the door on the bottom.
I think they're listening to your comments.
Yes, and no longer do we have to put duct tape on a fork plug. Now, is speed limit 50 or 60?
It's 60, but we always go between 50 and 60, right?
Oh, so you're giving all kinds of room. Well, you're never going to touch the brakes on the way down in this.
That would be the perfect performance.
That should give you a lot of confidence towing a big trailer.
Yeah.
We're towing, what, 11,000 pounds?
11,000 pounds.
So it's not the capacity, because capacity on this, you know what it is, don't you?
Well, it's 18,200 pounds.
Yes,
yeah.
18.2. So we could tow, 2 of these trailers.
Well, almost.
Or get a bigger skid loader. We need to
get an excavator. We need to get an excavator.
We've done that before.
Yes.
Yeah,
so I gotta tell you, I'm super confident. The steering is, nice and easy. There's no sway whatsoever. And
you look confident.
Oh, thanks.
Confident cowboy there.
Also luxury cowboy, because this is a platinum.
Oh my gosh.
It's a platinum truck.
A platinum.
Yes.
And you got to explain that to me, because this has all these outfit options. Why would you do that to platinum? You got to put a snow plow on this.
Well, you know, when you're paying this much money, and we'll say at the end, near the end of the video.
Yeah.
When you're paying this much money for a truck, I guess you want everything.
Everything main on it.
Except, have you noticed we don't have a sunroof?
Oh my gosh.
Why don't we have a sunroof?
That is strange for a platinum.
Yes. And because this is a platinum, right, it has a power open and close
that is
tailgate.
So cool. You know what else they changed on this?
What?
Push that button. This actually drops.
Drops what?
It drops lower than the old model.
Oh, this?
Yes, the step goes lower. Look at that. See?
Wait.
That's supposed to be lower than what the old one was.
Yeah, that's pretty easy.
Does it feel that? Okay.
But also, it has this optional tonneau cover. That's a rolling tonneau cover, but it's very expensive,
yeah, it
right?
costs over $2,000.
My transmission temp is about 208 degrees. And look at this. I love how they're printing out actual degree numbers, so I can monitor that very precisely.
Well, Ford's always been good about this, having enough gauges, having all the stuff you want to see. They've always done a little better than everybody else, and I hope everybody else catches up to them. Because this is what people who are pulling trailers and doing it for a living or not want to know, all that stuff. Just like in an aircraft, you want to know how things are going. Is it going to get hot on you? Is it going to be brakes when you get to the bottom of the hill? All those things are important.
Let's finish this downhill. Amazing performance. So far, zero brake application, not even one. Zero brake applications.
That's impressive, and that's all done with that automatic setting.
Yeah, and it's just a beautiful towing truck. All right, now we need to measure the uphill performance, because it's about acceleration, it's about fuel efficiency, and also sound. You know, how loud and quiet.
We'll figure all that out, because this one here, I'm surprised I don't hear the tires, because they got some big old notches.
I know.
This is good.
These are Duratrack tires, Goodyears, which potentially could be loud, but I don't hear any tire noise.
No, this is really good. It's a quiet truck.
Ready?
Yep.
And we're launching.
Go.
Oh, that's 1,200 pound-feet of torque.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you when we hit 60.
Okay, I'm ready.
And 60.
It was right at 10.
Yeah, so that's really quick, actually.
Really quick.
Well, for a diesel truck.
Yeah.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna set my cruise control system right at speed limit at 60, and see if this truck can maintain it or if it will drop down.
Yeah, because this is adaptive cruise control, right?
Yeah, it's adaptive cruise, and also hopefully we have enough power to maintain the speed limit always, right?
11,000 pounds. I don't think power is the problem.
So it's going to be about efficiency, right? It's going to be about efficiency.
500 horsepower, 1,200 pound-feet of torque, and you're wondering if they got enough power? What else would they have?
Well, we have leather here. We have a lot of weight.
Okay.
Mr. Truck, This new high output diesel, it's still warm. It's nice.
Oh no, look at it. It takes up the whole compartment. There's no room in there at all.
See, I told you.
That's true. That diesel and all the tubing take a lot.
So what kind of power do we have here?
Oh man, we have 500 horsepower and 1,200 pound-feet of torque. I mean, that's as good as it gets. Nobody beats those numbers.
No, it's class leading right now. All right, so my coolant temp is climbing a little bit to 196. My transmission temp is climbing a little bit to 210, but we're still doing really good. Let me check more gauges. Let me see. Okay, there you can see a digital readout of everything in one place.
That is so good. Ford has always been good about having the most gauges. I've always appreciated that. Now they've got even more. Hope everybody else catches up to them, Chevy. But anyway, no, it's interesting, and that's what everybody wants. If you buy this is a big truck, a Super Duty, like a heavy duty. So it's you want to know everything. You know, you got a lot of money wrapped up in this. You don't want anything to go wrong and not know about it. That's what the whole idea of it is. Even like tire pressure monitoring, you want to know what's going on.
And it has that too for the trailer as well.
Exactly. So this is, they're making this thing so safe and so easy to drive. It's totally different than when I grew up driving trucks.
Yeah.
They're the one that me and Roman did that one Chevy. The guy Gauntlet scared the crap out of us because you had to steer about 3 feet just to keep it on the road.
Yeah.
So now, it's easy.
Do you want to measure the sound levels right now?
Sure.
Do you want to try that?
We're bouncing 59 to 60, so that's pretty good.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. Really
anything under 70 decibels is quiet.
Yeah.
60 is probably one of the quietest trucks we've ever tested. So.
Yeah.
So that's great.
That is. We've talked about that on the way down.
Yeah.
That you don't hear the tires, you don't hear road noise, you don't hear anything.
And let's show the onboard scale feature. Mr. Truck, can you reset the scale to 0?
Oh, sure. Let's see what you weigh.
Reset scale to 0, yes. So that's 0.
Oh,
Can
cool.
I enter now?
Get your butt up here.
Now you will know how much I weigh, I think.
I was always wondering about that. Oh, man, you're just a little guy. You're only 200 pounds? Is that really what you are?
No, I'm more than 200 pounds.
I thought you looked that
Well, this
way.
is approximate.
What are you doing?
I'm bouncing because it's using the height measurement to measure my weight.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, with sensors in the seat.
No.
Sensors on
in
the shock absorbers.
On the suspension.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. But if you bounce, then it seems like you're heavier. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see. I think I see it. Did it go up?
But we still have a lot of payload. So far the temperatures are in check. The temperatures are climbing a little bit. Transmission is 215, engine coolant 212, engine oil temp is 230, and we're using about 20 psi, 19 to 20 psi for climbing on the turbo. Which is not, I mean, it's okay.
It's cruising.
Yeah.
It's cruising, and that's good. Now, there's a place which shows the turbo temperature.
No. But you know what? This is a high output. It's a new version of this engine, right?
Right.
So they had the base power stroke that they still sell. Now they have, special turbocharger cooling, right?
Yes.
It has a water cooling circuit. I don't have a readout for the turbocharger temperature, but everything else seems to be nice and check.
Well, that's good. I think GM was the first one, the Duramax, come out with that water cooling jacket around the turbo. And I thought that was a good idea. And now, Ford's got it. It's good.
And that's why they charge $12,500 for this engine, right?
That blows my mind. I remember when they were $8,000.
Yeah.
Then they started climbing up. I think Ram was the most expensive one, the ICE and transmission and the
Well, now this
diesel.
is the most expensive one because now this high output is the most expensive.
Yeah, they've
one.
gone crazy with this stuff.
All right, so we're about to cross. Actually, I do have a timer here as well, so I'm gonna check with your timer. So far, 4.7 mpg, which is a pretty good result for towing 11,000 pounds up a mountain, straight up. 8% grade, and we're approaching the final time. And stop the timer now.
8.05. You gotta look at the little number there that's green.
8 minutes. I saw like 8 minutes 3 seconds, and you saw 8 minutes 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Almost perfect time.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah. I had a lap time run here, so I had that off. But yeah,
It's all good. And that was 4.7 once again. 4.7 mpg. So that's basically a perfect time up the mountain, no power problems whatsoever, even at high elevation. Now we gotta switch the trailer to the other truck.
Cool.
Mr. Truck, it's time to switch trailer to the other truck. I call this trailer swap.
Yes, that's kind of my job, is switching trailers. That's all I do.
All right, let's measure squat suspension because that's very important, so we can decide which truck is better.
Cool, and we'll talk about all those toys that have to do with that. That is so cool.
Let me measure the loaded measurement, and then we'll disconnect.
Okay.
On this side, it's about 42.5. Let me measure the other side. This even has an overload spring. Did you see that?
Well, of course it does. Is this a camper package? I don't think it is.
Well, no, but it's a trimmer.
Yeah, but why would a trimmer need overloads?
44.25. Let's call it 43.25 loaded. Now let's unload the truck and see how much it changes.
Holy cow. Man, look at that. You just broke it right out of there.
Oh, wow. 45 right there. 44.25 here. So about 44.25, and that was like 43.25.
Yeah. So it's not as dramatic
So
as
it's about an inch to an inch and a half.
Yeah, that's nothing. That's very good.
Yeah, that's great.
And that sensor doesn't affect that. It has the payload. I mean, this thing weighs things and weighs the tongue and all that.
Well, it basically checks the height.
Yeah, on the shock absorber.
Yeah, it checks the height on all four corners.
Yeah.
And then it estimates the load.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that idea.
All right, so now on the gas-powered Super Duty, let's measure unladen, 43.5. So this is about 43.25.
You're hitching. Oh, good gosh, son of a that's heavy. Did I take this out? Holy cow. Seemed like it got heavier. Whoa, pull ahead an inch. Whoa, back up an inch. Look at it, he wants me to run the jack. That's why he's sitting in there with nothing to do. He wants me to run the jack.
But you're going down. That's the easy part.
Well, maybe for you.
So we're still within an inch and a half of squat. Yep, 41.5. So that's like 1.25. So actually both of them are not squatting a lot.
That's amazing. Now this has the top overload too. Is that standard now?
Yeah, it does also.
Now look, I think it has one less leaf on the bottom one, doesn't it?
Yeah, it looks less
one
heavy.
less big leaf, yeah.
Well, because this truck is lighter.
Right.
Because it has a gas V8, not a diesel.
Yes.
And it has more payload.
Yeah.
3370 is the payload on this.
Very high.
So we set the benchmark in the diesel, right?
Yeah.
So now it's time for this gasser, this Godzilla 7.3 liter V8.
Yeah, and this is actually rated to a real similar. They're 500 pounds away from each other.
They're not far away.
Oh.
So that's the question. Is this gonna do about as well?
Yeah. Popping out of the Eisenhower Tunnel, we're ready for the downhill.
Okay.
Yes, I do. I think this will be an interesting test.
So once again, the point is to count brake applications between 50 miles per hour and 60 miles per hour. I am in tow haul mode. We have the same transmission, right?
Yeah.
10 speed.
And that's all there is brakes and tow haul mode.
Here we go, my
Slow
first
you down.
my first one.
Okay. Here's
Okay,
one.
I'm trying to be a little bit more aggressive.
How's tow haul mode? Did it kick in a gear?
It kicked down several gears. I'm in, oh my gosh, third gear?
There you go. That's a good one for control. What's our RPMs at that?
It flew up to about 4,500.
Okay, well, that's still
But that's okay, I mean-
yeah, that's fine.
That's okay.
Now this rascal has the 373 axle, a little lower gearing than what the other truck did.
Yes.
Diesel, so we'll see how well this tows when you go back up the hill. But down the hill,
Yeah.
we're still at one brake application.
So far, you're gonna keep track of this,
Yes,
right?
yes.
We're still holding,
Right at 60.
holding. So as soon as it ticks over 60, then I have to apply my brakes.
Okay. My fingers are ready.
Okay. There. Second brake.
Two brake applications. Now, you know, the diesel had 0. So
we're already not doing so well.
No, but this is a gas engine. It doesn't have a turbo. It does not have an exhaust brake.
No, it does not.
So,
but any result, I would say below 8 brake applications is a good result, right?
Yes, that's true.
For a gas engine.
We've had some crazy ones go way above that.
Yeah.
You know, up there 11 or so. But
so this truck does not have onboard scales like the diesel.
Okay.
But it has Pro Power on board, which is actually 2 kilowatt of energy, up to 2 kilowatts.
Right.
And then towing, you could still add a trailer, right? So Ford has had his for a long time, and I really love this system.
Controllers in the right place, the great mirrors. Yeah, and I got the cut out the window. You got great visibility out of this truck, so I have no complaints.
I'm pretty happy. I think third gear is probably good for this.
That's really common for the trailer in hills like this. I know that with my truck, it does that too.
Yep.
Yeah, that's awesome. Now, you know, you notice this is a little louder. Of course, this is a higher RPM.
Yeah.
Going downhill, it's going to be louder, but I thought when we hit the tunnels, it was louder than a diesel. Did you think it was?
Well,
I don't know if it's different exhaust.
you know what? But this is an XLT. So there may be a little bit less sound deadening in this one compared to that Platinum that we were in.
Well, that's true. That's true. And if it was a work truck or an XL, it'd really be loud. But maybe we'll find out. But no, this is good. This is my package XLT. It's like the midline.
I like this package too.
Yeah, this is the volume seller.
Yes.
The XLT.
And you still have big screens, digital displays. You got all the tow modes. You want all the gauges.
Yeah, big console, the same towing mirrors. It's well equipped. This is kind of how I buy.
All right,
trucks.
number 4, right? Correct?
Yep, that is.
This is 4.
4 brake applications.
So let me just say that there's no sway. So I think this is still a very, very stable chassis, very stable platform. But I'm having to work a little bit more. In the diesel, I was just talking to you. I was just steering.
Yeah, it did everything.
It controlled the speed for me without cruise control system. It was one. Here I have to pay attention. And the temperatures are okay. I mean, on the downhill, of course, engine coolant is okay, 174. We have transmission temp at 210. That's all good. Everything is within reason.
Of course, it's almost December, so you wouldn't expect anything to be abnormal. This is rated to tow over 17,000 pounds.
Yeah, here's
11.
Here's another 7.
Okay, lucky 7.
We're almost done,
Yeah,
but it seems like every mile I had to apply a brake. You know, this is an 8-mile run.
That's what it is. Yeah, that's what it is. Which is, we're going to call that normal.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so there's a lot of things about the diesel when we talk about how much more they cost, but they are really has a lot of advantages towing because they're heavier, which gives them more control a little bit, and you got the engine brake or exhaust brake. Ford likes to call it an engine brake, but it's an exhaust brake, and so yeah, that's the kind of decision you got to make, and that's what we're trying to help you do here is make that decision between a gas truck and an engine or a diesel truck. I've already made my choice. You know what I'm going to do. So anyway,
well, will you tell me at the end of this video?
I will tell you everything. You'll know all my secrets when we land.
So we're done basically with the downhill. That was 7 brake applications, correct?
Man, we're good. We're good.
And now it's coming down a little bit. The engine is coming down. The grade is leveling out.
Yeah.
And we're doing pretty well. So, Mr. Truck, are you ready for this gasoline V8 iGauntlet uphill?
Yes. Let's just see if that diesel's worth the money. See what this does.
Whoa! I need to really rev this just to get going.
Yeah, that's how gas.
Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay. There. I'm gonna punch it now.
Let's see how this goes 0 to 60. Boy, she's wrapping up. She's trying all she can.
Okay, that's 48, 49, 55, And 60 now.
17.
Wait, wasn't the diesel 10 seconds?
10 seconds. Yeah, this is 7 seconds slower.
Oof.
Almost
Okay.
twice the time.
So this is where it really matters, right? Because the horsepower on this engine, at sea level, is actually not too bad, right? Well, we actually are very familiar with this engine. It came out about 3 years ago.
Godzilla.
But they updated the power number for this year.
Yeah, the torque went up to 485.
Okay.
Jump 10, and the horsepower on this is 430.
Yep.
And it's a wonderful engine. 10-speed behind both of them.
And it's $12,500 cheaper than that V8.
$12,500.
Well, approximately, give and take.
Holy cow! These things used to be $8,000. They went to 10. When is there ever going to be an end to the price of diesels?
And right now we're in 6th gear. The diesel was between like 8th and 9th gear.
Yeah, Ford loves overdrives.
And also, we're at higher elevation, right? We started about 8,000-ish feet above sea level.
Yeah.
We're going to 11,158 feet above sea level. And this is where you basically lose a third of your air density.
Yeah.
And the engine loses power, right?
Right.
About a third of its power.
I know, and the diesel's got the turbo. Does this have a turbo?
No.
Well, there you go.
I wish it had a supercharger.
I know, that would be cool if they put a turbo on here, because you're starting to see the competitors use turbos.
Yeah.
Like Ram, then you
Yes.
do inline 6, and it's got turbos, so this thing would do great with it, but it's going to drive the price up.
Of course. But I mean, the point of this engine is to not make it very expensive, right? They also introduced a 6.8 liter, yet
Yes.
another V8. That's even cheaper, right?
Yeah,
So they're trying to offer several options.
same architecture as this, just a little smaller, but that one's, now did they change it? Because used to be, you don't get that with a fleet account, 6.8? Is that
No.
still that way?
I don't think so. I think you could buy it straight up right now. So right now it's going between 4th and 5th. So it's trying to I asked it to maintain 60 miles an hour using the cruise control.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure, right now it's at 59. So it's struggling a little bit with it in 5th gear.
Yeah, I'm surprised that it
needs
60.
to downshift. All right, do you want to measure the sound since we're in about the same area?
Yes, I do.
All right, let's measure how loud or quiet this is.
Okay. I'm going to average at 61.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So it's not super loud.
No, that's unusual, because what was the other one? 60?
Yeah, or
So,
59.
59.
But this is revving higher. I mean, this is between...
It's louder to us.
Yeah, it's between like 4,000 or 4,500 RPM, this engine, while climbing. And it's really, it can't keep the speed in 5th gear. It needs to go to 4th.
Yeah, and this is an XLT, so it probably has a little less insulation than a Platinum and a diesel.
Yes.
I'm really surprised that these are close. I wonder how they did that.
The interesting parts are this, right? Efficiency, because for towing trailers on the highway, you want range, right?
Right.
So if your efficiency is much lower in the gas engine, you will have to stop more often, right?
Was this a 36-gallon tank?
I think it's 34 gallons, because these two trucks are shorter bed trucks, and it's actually 34 gallons. If you want a bigger tank, you gotta go to an 8-foot bed, and that's gonna be like a 48-gallon tank.
Wow, now that's impressive. 48-gallon.
Yeah.
Look.
So transmission temp is still good, 212 degrees, actually a little bit cooler than the diesel, and then engine coolant is about 199, still good. Engine oil temp is 222 Fahrenheit, so still well within limits. I'm helping the truck, I'm pushing the accelerator, and I'm almost flat out now.
You're 61, you're doing good.
Yeah, but I'm almost using the entire power range of this engine.
Yeah, it's kind of how you have to do with this. You have to go wide open throttle all the time.
All right, are you ready to shut down the clock?
I'm ready. See how many minutes this took, because it's such a good comparison, comparing the diesel to the gas. You've done this before with General Motors, and I'm really curious. Is this new engine? You haven't done that kind of test yet.
Okay, ready?
I'm ready.
And stopping now.
Wow.
What?
807. 2/10 of a second.
So almost the same.
Yeah,
So
almost the same.
2 seconds. So 3.2 to 3.3 mpg, which is a lot less than 4.7 we had in the other one.
Yeah. 2.07. That's really good. I'm surprised. Because
So-
you couldn't hit 60 all the time.
Yeah, it was kind of hunting a little bit, right? So
Yeah.
it was like fifth gear, fourth gear, fifth, fourth. It wasn't quite happy. You
Right.
couldn't find like a super happy one.
That diesel had so much power and torque that it could stay like with eighth gear.
Eighth gear.
Well, that makes
Yeah.
sense. Yeah, that's kind of how these things work. But yeah, this is a good test. But
All right.
there's some things that are close, there's some things that aren't close.
So yes, these two trucks are not really apples to apples, right?
Not quite.
So the XLT 4x4 crew cab really starts at about 54 grand. Then, because this truck has many options, the red one,
Right?
the final sticker price is about over $70,000.
Yeah.
I can't believe it, but that's what it is.
Yeah, it's almost 74,000.
The Tremor gas engine starts at around $63,000. But then you add the diesel engine, then you get the winch, then you get the Platinum.
Oh my gosh.
Final sticker price $103,000 plus.
Oh, you know what that means?
What?
That means it's like $30,000 more for that Platinum.
Yes, it is.
The red
But-
truck, the really cool one here with that Godzilla engine in it, has 500 pounds more payload than that big giant diesel.
Okay, all right. So I want to hear your final verdict. Which truck would you choose? But before you say that, let me remind you that the diesel truck was perfect on the way down, zero brake applications.
Yes, it was.
It had pretty good efficiency on the way up at 4.7 mpg. The gas truck had 7 brake applications and 3.3 mpg on the way up. So it's quite a bit less efficiency in the gas engine with a trailer. So which one would you pick?
Well, I'd say the numbers on a gas engine are very similar to what gas trucks do. That's how they are.
Okay.
So you can't fault it for that. And 7 brake applications was good.
Okay.
So for my money, for $30,000 less, I would probably go with Godzilla, the gas engine. But 373, you can tell the power wasn't the same. It didn't accelerate quite the same. You could go to a 430.
Yes.
If you wanted to, then you'd get terrible gas mileage. So I don't know, because of the big bucks.
I would say this. I would say this. From my perspective, if I was towing once a month, or
Yeah.
not very often,
Right.
I would definitely choose the gas one.
Yeah.
Because I'm towing my boat or my camper to the lake or to the campsite. The gas engine is fun for that. It's great. If I'm towing every week, I would go for the diesel.
Well, that's how it is. If you're full-time trailer hauling, you need diesel.
Yeah, so that's where it is, and that's when it makes sense to buy that diesel. And then you have no worries towing.
Yeah, but I told a lot of traders, I would go with Godzilla. I would go with the gas.
There you have it. Thank you for joining us. Go back to oldtfl.com and
store.mrtruck.com. I'll answer the phone.
for accessories and everything you need for towing.
Exactly, everything.